Unlike El Chapo, who sat for interviews and carved tunnels with motorcycle tracks, El Mencho was a shadow. A handful of photographs of him existed in the world. He didn't chase attention, he chased control. He demanded complete loyalty and punished any deviation with the ferocity that became the cartel's calling card. Dismembered bodies left as messages, banners strung from overpasses, execution videos pushed onto social media. The terror wasn't chaos, it was communication strategy. Every act of brutality was a memo delivered to competitors, informants, and the government. His family was woven into the operation. His son, Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez, known as El Menito, was a senior figure before his arrest and extradition to the U.S. His daughter, Jessica Johanna Oseguera Gonzalez, was picked up in the U.S. on charges tied to the cartel's finances. His wife Rosalinda was arrested in Mexico in 2022. One by one, the people orbiting him were removed from the board. He kept running the operation, the manhunt. The U.S. State Department hung a $15 million bounty over his head. The DEA put him on its most wanted list. In February 2025, the Trump administration designated CJNG a foreign terrorist organization. El Mencho became the primary target of both governments simultaneously. He survived by vanishing. Reports placed him somewhere in the rural mountains of Jalisco, Michoacán, Nayarit, or Colima at various points. He traveled with bodyguards carrying former military backgrounds. He never stayed in one place. He communicated only through go-betweens. By 2020, word filtered out that he was battling kidney disease. He allegedly had a medical facility constructed in the village of El Cal to manage his condition. By 2022, security analysts were noting they hadn't had eyes on him in years. Some concluded he was already in the ground. He wasn't. He was invisible, and he was sick. The pressure kept building. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, operating under intense heat from the Trump administration to deliver results against the cartels, expanded the military's authority to pursue cartel leadership. U.S. Navy SEALs reportedly ran training for the Mexican Special Forces unit that would eventually track him down. U.S. intelligence agencies supplied what Mexico's Defense Department later described as complementary intelligence. The walls were closing. Tapalpa. On Sunday morning, February 22nd, 2026, Mexican Special Forces launched an operation in Tapalpa, a small mountain town, roughly 2 hours southwest of Guadalajara. This was the beating heart of CJNG territory. The soldiers were met with armed resistance. A firefight erupted. 4 cartel members were killed on the ground. 3 more, including El Mencho, were wounded. 2 additional suspects were taken into custody. The military confiscated armored vehicles, rocket launchers, and a significant weapons cache. El Mencho was breathing when they pulled him from the scene, wounded. They loaded him onto a helicopter bound for Mexico City. He died during the flight. He was 59 years old. He'd spent roughly 30 years inside organized crime. He built the most powerful cartel in Mexico. He had a $15 million price attached to his name, and he died on a military helicopter somewhere between the mountains of Jalisco and a hospital he would never reach. The aftermath. The response came within hours. CJNG rolled out coordinated chaos across the country. Armed gunmen torched vehicles and blocked roads in Jalisco, Colima, Michoacán, Nayarit, Guanajuato, and Tamaulipas. In Guadalajara, burning trucks sealed off major arteries. The city went still. Civilians bolted their doors. Public transit stopped running. Governor Pablo Lemus told residents not to leave their homes. In Puerto Vallarta, a destination packed with tourists and a future World Cup host city, smoke climbed the skyline. Inmates launched a riot at a local prison, killing a guard. At Guadalajara International Airport, an active shooter situation broke out. Footage circulated of travelers sprinting through the terminal. American Airlines dropped change fees. The U.S. Embassy ordered shelter in place across several states. Canada's embassy told citizens in Puerto Vallarta to stay where they were. A National Guard member was killed in Tapalpa during the initial operation. 6 more National Guard members died in Zapopan, just outside Guadalajara. A state prosecutor's agent was killed in the city. Schools across multiple states were called off the following morning. The cartel's message was unambiguous. You took our leader. We can shut the country down. What's left? El Mencho is dead. His son is in a U.S. prison. His daughter is in a U.S. prison. His wife is under arrest in Mexico. His brother is behind bars. The direct line of succession is gutted. There is no clear replacement. Security analysts are already drawing comparisons to the collapse that followed El Chapo's arrest, when the Sinaloa cartel shattered into rival factions that converted entire states into killing fields. CJNG is not a small outfit that folds when its founder goes down. It is a vast network, regional commanders, financial infrastructure, global supply chains, and tens of thousands of armed personnel. The cartel will likely fracture. Regional operators who answer to El Mencho will scramble for dominance. Alliances will dissolve. Territories will be soaked in blood. The chaos that detonated on Sunday is almost certainly just the opening act. Mexico has watched this play before. Every time the government eliminates a cartel boss, the celebration is brief and the reckoning is extended. The Sinaloa cartel's internal war after El Chapo's arrest is still producing casualties. The question is never whether the cartel survives. It's how many bodies pile up while it rebuilds itself. The Ark. Nemesis Oseguera Cervantes came into the world in a dirt-poor village in Michoacán. He picked avocados. He dropped out in 5th grade. He crossed into the U.S. illegally as a teenager. He got caught selling heroin in a San Francisco bar. He accepted a plea deal to keep his brother off a life sentence. He did time in a Texas federal facility. He got deported. He became a cop. He became a hitman. He married into a cartel family. He outlasted the collapse of 2 criminal organizations and assembled a 3rd from the rubble. He turned CJNG into the most dominant cartel in Mexico. He trafficked fentanyl at industrial volume. He ordered killings, took down helicopters, and held an entire nation in terror. He spent years hiding in the mountains while his kidneys deteriorated and his family got arrested one by one. He died on a military helicopter at 59, with a $15 million bounty on his name and a country in flames behind him. The avocado farmer's boy from Michoacán became the most wanted man in the Western Hemisphere, and the machine he assembled will keep grinding long after they put him in the ground. It always does. The name rotates, the product shifts, the faces change, but the machine keeps running because the conditions that forged it, the poverty, the corruption,